The following program has been rated S for spoilers, which may or may not be discussed by the hosts of said program. Common sense is suggested. You silly person.
Hello, and welcome to Erin Andrews Movie Reviews. My name is Drew.
My name is Erin.
And today we have, maybe I'll let you, this was Erin's pick, so maybe I'll let her introduce the film.
Today we are watching my all-time favorite movie, The Last Unicorn.
All-time favorite?
All-time favorite.
This is like A number one?
A number one.
Yeah.
You ask me what my favorite movie is, it's The Last Unicorn.
Interesting choice. It's not one I would have expected, probably because I hadn't really heard of it before.
Not many people have. I'm not entirely sure how we came across it, but growing up, this was my go-to movie choice.
Okay. Now, does this have like its own little slot in the section of the video store?
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, in the
I'm
video store that was our house, because we had a lot of videos.
Okay.
That there was one for each of us kids, and this one was mine.
Okay. Did you pick it out when you purchased it, or did someone buy it for you?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I really don't remember, but this was my go-to movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever heard of this before. And it's an older movie, so... Mm-hmm. But I think also, too, it's not a Disney movie, nor is it like a Universal or Warner Brothers or anything. This was made, I think, overseas. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting because I looked up... this is produced by, well, there's a couple different people, but basically that anything that says the words Sir Lou Grade in front of them pretty much means it was made in England, I think, because he is, I don't know if benefactor is the right word, but not benefactor, but financier, because he was the guy who helped get the Muppet Show made. That was actually made in England. And there were a lot of British shows, like there's one called Space 1999 with Martin Landau that got made in England. So yeah, that pretty much means, if you ever see those words in front of something, that usually means it's made in England. And another thing that was kind of interesting is this was made by the animation team of Rankin and Bass, which is a little interesting because they're more known for their stop motion animation. They were behind I think it just hit 50 years a couple of years ago. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yeah. It's on every year on TV. There's a couple others too, like have a Holly Jolly Christmas or something. They do a few stop motion.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Jack Frost. One with Jack Frost.
Yeah. So, and this is, I'm not sure if this is their first actual regular animation film. Is it? Have they done any others?
I'm not entirely sure if this was their first actual animation film. I do know that most of the animation was done in Japan.
Oh, interesting.
By a lot of people who went on to become Studio Ghibli.
What?
Studio Ghibli.
What is that?
Totoro, My Neighbor Totoro, Howl's Moving Castle, Princess Mononoke. How do you not know who Studio Ghibli is?
Stuff?
Wow.
Yeah.
We're going to go on an animation binge very shortly.
Now, is this these words that come out of your mouth, are they related to Ghost in the Shell?
No.
Are they related to Space Battleship Yamato?
No.
Okay, then I'm just not...
You really don't know Studio Ghibli?
No, I honestly don't.
How?
Yeah. And this is Japanese?
Yeah.
Oh. No. Oh, no, I do not know.
I am amazed at this.
I'm going to go drink a Stroh's.
Okay.
Can I think of anything with rhymes here? But
I'm just astounded.
Yeah. Well, no, I seriously do not know. I know it's amazing. There's something I don't know.
Yeah.
It does.
I guess I just assumed you to be more of a weeb. I assumed wrong.
Well, you caught me on the right day, or the wrong day, depending how you look at it. But yeah, movie proper. This has got quite a voice cast. And I want to say this is kind of before a time before they really started casting named movie actors in these parts, because otherwise they'd probably be done more by traditional voice actors.
Right.
Although I did see Don Messick's name in the credits, and if I remember correctly, he was the voice of Scooby-Doo. He was.
That sounds right.
Yeah, or at least he was part of that cast. I think
Yeah.
he did the Scooby-Doo character, but I could be wrong because I know Casey Kasem was Shaggy, and I think Don Messick was Scooby. But don't quote me on that.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of other big names like Christopher Lee, of course. This is an early. This might be Jeff Bridges' first animated
Yeah.
thing that he's ever done, if you don't count Tron. But that's a different kind of animation.
Different kind of animation.
Yeah.
When did Tron come out?
The same year, 82.
82?
Yeah. We will talk about that another day next year.
Oh, gosh. Can't wait.
And Angela Lansbury.
Angela Lansbury.
Miss Murder, She Wrote.
Being Mama Fortuna.
And
Mia Farrow.
I'm forgetting. Oh, yeah, Mia Farrow. Yeah, it's just weird to hear her as such this gentle unicorn after a decade or more after being in Rosemary's Baby. Which is quite the, still to this day, unsettling
Yeah.
film. So.
Well, yeah.
And so, yeah, the movie, the premise, I guess, of the movie is that, well, it's in the title, really, but this unicorn I don't think she's ever seen, it's a she, and she doesn't really know if she's the last one or not because she's never seen another one like her.
Right.
Other unicorns.
Well, unicorns live forever, and it's been a while since the last time she's seen another one of herself, another one of her kind. And so she goes on a journey to find the rest of the unicorns because she can possibly be the last. Can't possibly be the last unicorn.
Well, how can you be if they live forever?
Exactly.
Now, why, maybe you know more about this than I do, but why do unicorns live forever?
Because they are magical beings?
So that's it?
Yeah.
No?
Why not?
Okay, because, well, I'll get more into that later because there's other things in the movie I didn't understand, but.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, for exposition and plot points, the unicorn, does the unicorn have a name?
The unicorn,
I know she gets a name when she turns into,
the unicorn
I won't
herself
spoil that
doesn't
part.
have a name per se, but she gets named later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she runs
She's
into
just
this
the unicorn.
butterfly who kind of gives her the 411 on like what happened to the unicorns and that they
Spoken
were.
in rhyme as butterflies do.
Yeah. And they were supposedly all chased to the ends of the earth by a Red Bull.
The Red Bull.
And we don't mean like a highly caffeinated drink by that.
It did not give her wings.
And it did not give her wings? No. Otherwise, she'd be a Pegasus and not a unicorn.
Yeah.
Although supposedly there's some that have both.
Yeah.
Depending on.
Don't remember exactly what they're called, but that's not what we're talking about.
No. Red Bull gives you wings, not chase you into the ocean.
This Red Bull chases you into the ocean.
Yeah, but that's another thing I didn't understand. Okay, the Red Bull covers up their tracks, supposedly so they cannot be found.
Yep.
But they get chased into an ocean?
And then they become part of the sea.
Just like kind
So
of like
that
when
Hager
Obi-Wan
can
Kenobi.
watch them.
Just to jump franchises here for a second. So when Obi-Wan Kenobi dies and becomes one with the Force, is that kind of the same thing?
Sure.
Okay. I wasn't quite sure. Let's say, so they go into the ocean and they don't drown, but they live forever, but
Yep.
they're in the sea?
Yep.
I didn't understand how that worked.
It's complicated.
Yeah.
And a fairy tale.
It is a fairy tale.
Just roll with it, man.
Okay, that's fine.
Just roll with it.
So anyway, the unicorn, they're kind of setting about, like, where are the other unicorns? And she comes across this magician. Well, I guess he is I would say a magician in training, but his spells do kind of work, so I guess he's a full-fledged magician, sort of, kind of.
It's complicated.
Yeah, we don't really know.
If you read the book, you learn more. You learn more about Schmendrick.
So
But,
I'm
yeah.
guessing you've read the book.
I've read most of the book. Yeah.
Yeah, Thick
It's
book,
amazing.
thin book.
It's a thinner book. It's for children.
Okay, it is just a chill. Okay, I wasn't
it's
sure
it's
if it was
a
like.
it's a young adult novel. How about that?
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was one of those epic like Lord of the Rings.
Oh, no,
tomes
no,
or
no, no,
anything
no.
like that.
No.
So, because sometimes they distill things down into big books like this into like an hour and a half film, whereas like
Yeah.
the Lord of the Ring films are exactly the opposite. They take a movie like a book that thick and they expand it to like a 6-hour movie.
Yeah.
So, I'm not the biggest fan of the Lord of the Rings movies. I mean, someone told me that they were 3 hours long in the theater, and then someone told me they had an expanded edition. Mm-hmm. Why?
I don't know.
Because
Because they gave Peter Jackson money.
Yeah,
And he's like, I will spend it.
well, it's like King Kong was the same thing. It's like that was 3 hours easy, and then his movies are all too long for me.
He just doesn't know how to cut things.
Yeah, it's like if anything, they should make Lord of the Rings shorter. Sorry, not sorry, but anyway.
I agree.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Last Unicorn.
That's Unicorn.
Yeah,
We've met Schmendrick.
Schmendrick the wizard, and they kind of like, I guess he's just kind of like, oh, I'll help you find the other unicorns, or is he on a quest of his own? He does, or is he just kind of there for convenience?
He's a little bit there for convenience, but mainly he's there to help her continue her quest. Because she gets laywayed by Mama Fortuna's traveling circus.
Yeah,
traveling thing of wonders. Not
Yeah,
really a
because
circus.
she's just kind of, I'm tired, I need to take a nap, and then she gets captured
Yep.
by Murder, She Wrote.
Yep. Who places
Mrs.
a
Fletcher.
fake horn
Yeah.
on her real horn because
because
normal
she-
people can't see a unicorn.
Right. But down the road, there are people who do see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
And it's weird because I didn't understand it why she put the horn on her. It's like, well, why did she put a second horn on? It's like, oh, she doesn't know. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yes.
And
It's
then,
the nature of unicorns. That's why you don't know that there's any around.
but yet she had captured other creatures in her little circus, but yet she was able to make other people see them for things that they actually aren't.
Right.
But she
Because
couldn't
Mommy
see
Fortuna was magic.
Yeah, but she couldn't. But if she had all these magical abilities, why couldn't she tell that she was already a unicorn?
No, she could.
She could.
Yeah. No, Mommy Fortuna knew what everything in her circus, let's just call it a circus, was. So she
Dry
knew
Line
she
Freak Show.
had a unicorn and she knew she had a harpy, but then she needed other things. So she had the baboon be a satyr and the lion be a manticore and whatnot.
Yeah.
So she
But-
had these other things.
But one of them was real.
Yeah,
The harpy.
the harpy.
Now, why was the harpy real, I guess?
Why
As
was-
opposed to just like a little bird or something.
That was something that Mommy Fortuna came across, much like the unicorn, while it was sleeping, and captured it for fame and profit.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And I guess it kind of worked?
Yeah.
Sort of?
It worked for as long as the harpy was in its cage. So
Yeah. And surprise, surprise, well, or not a surprise, it does get out. But the unicorn's the one who lets it out.
Yes.
Because the unicorn, Schmendrick helps the unicorn out of the cage, and she frees all these other poor critters who are trapped
Yeah.
to be things that they really aren't. And then, but he tells her, don't let the harpy out because it will try and kill you.
yeah.
And yet, she actually kills the mom instead.
Mommy Fortuna. Yeah.
Mama Fortuna, yeah. Yeah, poor Mrs. Fletcher.
Yeah.
Not around to solve mysteries anymore. In little Cottage Grove or whatever that town is she lives in. I haven't seen that in a while, but I know my mom loved that show.
It's a good show, man.
Yeah. And so they get away from there, and they come across this lady. I forget her name now. Tammy something? No, that's the actress. Molly?
Molly.
Yeah. That's
Molly.
it, Molly.
Molly.
Well, what's Molly's deal?
Molly has fallen into a tribe of bandits who want to be Robin Hood, basically.
Oh, yeah.
And because she's older, she, past the prime of her youth, has just sort of become complacent with her lot in life, being with these
She's looking for
people.
a thrill.
Yeah,
Yeah, but she's not getting it, which is weird because bandits and thrills just kind of
yeah,
go together, but they don't apparently.
yeah. She's just there pretending to be the Maid Marian of the group.
Okay, I need to hit the pause button for a second. The Schmendrick, the guy who does the voice of Schmendrick, Alan Arkin, sounded ridiculously young in this movie. Because every other movie I have seen Alan Arkin in, he plays some grouchy old Bart. Especially like Little Miss Sunshine. And he was in a movie with Sylvester Stallone called Grudge Match. He's just this funny old crotchety man. And he sounds old in those movies. He sounds so young in this when you hear his voice. And it's just...
It's like you hardly know that it's him.
No, not at all. It was just, wow, that is just really weird.
You're reading the cast going, nah.
Like, no, that dude's older than dirt. How can he be like a young wizard? But anyway, yeah, and then they come across this castle. Well, I guess they don't really come across it. They know who this King Haggard, King Merle Haggard, who sings about Muskogee, Oklahoma all the time. Well, this is where Christopher Lee comes into the picture. But now why? And then as on their way to this castle, they get accosted by this Red Bull. That does not have wings.
That does not have wings, no.
But
the Red Bull, whose only job is to push unicorns into the ocean, senses a unicorn and starts pushing her into the ocean.
Yeah. But it's a kind of a weird... It's a weirdly paced scene, it seems like, because it's like the bull appears, they kind of run around for a while, and they almost like they stop. Why did they stop?
They were fighting, kind of. They were
having a stare down.
Yeah, they're having a face off, like in Face Off, and then they were it was basically the unicorn trying to figure out if she's going to fight the Red Bull, and the Red Bull going, no, you're going to die if you do that. Just go into the ocean like a good little girl, type of thing.
But then Schmendrick says, oh, I know.
Yeah, I can fix this situation. Let me fix with my magic that doesn't always work.
Oh, but apparently this time it worked.
It kind of worked. He was basically just trying to change her into something that the Red Bull wouldn't notice, and he ended up changing her into a woman.
A woman?
Yes.
Okay. And then
Which is the worst thing a unicorn could be.
Well, it gets stranger. Well, they go to this castle, and I guess I forget the reason they're actually going to the castle. They're looking for protection?
Well, they know that King Haggard has the Red Bull. The Red Bull is the one that pushed the unicorns away, so he would know something about the unicorns.
Okay.
So they're going to find information about the unicorns.
Oh, so they're playing possum, sort of?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then they got to lay low inside the castle.
Yeah.
While they figure out where the unicorns are and how to save all the unicorns and get the unicorns back into the world.
But don't you think that Schmendrick a little too easily becomes the court jester? Sort of?
Yeah, sort of.
Wizard / because the king has his own wizard. And then Schmendrick shows up and the king says, oh, he's here to replace you.
Yeah.
And then he just...
Like, why not? You have not been causing me any joy. This guy is silly. Let's have him cause some joy.
Yeah.
There's nothing that causes this man joy.
I expected a little bit more of like a wizard's duel or something there, I guess. I don't know. But and then
they were running out of time in the movie.
Yeah. But and then it gets really weird because there's the prince who's there is also Jeff Bridges is the voice of the prince.
Prince Lear.
And of course he takes a fancy to, what's her name again? Her human name?
Lady Amalthea.
Amalthea. Amalthea is a mouthful.
Sure.
Well, it is. I think it's Amalthea.
Amalthea.
I have trouble
I
saying
think it's
that.
a very beautiful name.
Well, I'm not saying it's not that. It's just sometimes you have marbles in your mouth. When you know. Like river. I have trouble saying river.
It sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah, well. You should see my medicine cabinet. Anyway, Yeah,
Prince Lear falls in love with the
yeah.
Lady Amalthea.
But and I thought that's like, does he know that she's really just a horse?
No.
That's where it got a little
She's
weird.
just
But
kind and standoffish, and apparently that's good enough for him.
yeah, but apparently she kind of likes that sort of.
Well, it kind of wears her down after a while. Being a human wears her down after a while.
Well, yeah,
And she's just like,
especially-
well, why don't I just settle down with this nice prince who's going to, like, kill dragons for me? Why don't I just do that?
Yeah, and maybe get rid of this Red Bull without him knowing that I'm a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unicorn.
Okay.
Unicorns are different than horses.
And there's a. Then there's this. Then they talk to this. There's a skull, or I should say, well, it's a skeleton, but it has the skull does, of course, does the talking, and more exposition drops. It's like, oh yeah, you go through this grandfather clock looking thing to. I forget where it goes.
Basically a cavern underneath the castle.
Yeah, so that's where the Red Bull is kept. Okay, refrigerated, hopefully, so it has wings.
It's shelf stable. What are you talking about?
Okay, well.
Apparently it's only better when cold.
Yeah,
I don't drink the stuff. It's disgusting.
yeah, I don't either. I haven't had it since my 21st birthday, so. Red Bull and Mountain Dew. And some other unsavory liquor. I forget what it is. Anyway.
It's way too much caffeine.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I had to stay away from that stuff. And so, but the skull figures out as they're walking away that, ooh, you're really the unicorn. Yeah, and so
Unicorn.
the Red Bull makes his appearance and tries to drive her back into the ocean. But they have a little bit of a, when Prince Lear very is the lamest attack move ever. Oh, I'll stop the Red Bull. And he basically, headbutts it?
He like throws himself in front of the bull
Yeah.
and immediately gets trampled. It's just like,
Yeah, immediately.
It's
like, wow.
immediately.
That is a lot of bull. And, but then they kind of have a little bit of a stare down. But was that?
This time she's got more. She's got. Okay, so
It's complicated.
It's complicated. So the Red Bull just killed the one person that she cared about. She's a unicorn. She doesn't care about anything except she was a human. So now she does care about people and has a bit of mortality in her. And because of this, she's like, "That's it. You into the ocean right now," and drives the bull into the sea, thus making all the unicorns come out of the sea.
Yeah, that animation was really cool. Like
It was really cool.
The wave crest kind of multiplied into these little unicorns, and they just kind of hopped out of the ocean. So. Yeah, and then poor Christopher Lee dies in the collapsed castle.
Yeah.
So,
He kind of deserved it, though.
yeah, he
And
did.
it's really how he wanted to go.
Yeah.
Like, he wanted to go into
Well,
the sea.
he wasn't exactly looking like a spring chicken anyways.
Yeah.
He's just very gaunt and scary to look. Nothing like his kid. I mean, if his
Christopher
kid
Lee.
grows up, is that what he's going to look like?
No, actually, because Lear is not Haggard's kid. In the book, he's adopted.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So that would
Yep.
explain a lot.
There's a whole side story about a town.
Kind of like Wicked Stepsisters. Sort of.
Yeah, kind of.
And Cinderella, sure. Okay.
Yeah.
All
It's a good
right.
book. Read the book.
Yeah. All right. Now it's like that thick?
Yeah, it's like maybe 150 pages.
Okay.
It's not too bad.
All right. Well,
Peter S. Beagle.
all right. I forgot to talk about the music. Yeah, I was listening to the beginning of the movie, like, because it's not the kind of music you would hear in like a Disney film where they would get like either a pop star to write it. Well, I'll get to that, or like a big name, like Frozen. It's like you'd have these super epic. It basically be a musical, whereas this they got. It's like I was listening to this is nice, kind of like 70s folky. It's like it sounds kind of like America. And then I look at the credits. It says words and lyrics by America. Like, okay, how appropriate, because they have the song that they wrote called their biggest hit.
Horse with no name.
A Horse with No Name. She knew it.
Of
But yet,
course.
I don't
I
know.
love America, the band.
Yeah. Yeah, Sister Golden Hair. Da, 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 da. And
Surprise.
yet, I don't know Studio G.
I
So,
don't.
I like I said, marbles in the mouth.
It just makes it so much worse when you mispronounce things like that.
Yeah,
On
I'm
purpose.
sorry. Well, yeah, I suck.
America
Yeah, America.
does
they're-
the
they're-
entire soundtrack.
And it's surprisingly good.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I like it. And that's
It's also a really good way to annoy my family because I will break out into the soundtrack.
really. Oh wow. Okay. All right.
I'm restraining myself really, really hard right now.
So no one else in the family likes this movie?
Not really.
No, really? No. Okay. All right.
I can't imagine why.
Okay. The student has turned in the paper.
You don't even have to ask. It's an A+ from me.
It's an A+.
This is my favorite movie.
Okay. Her all-time favorite film. All right.
I'm just glad to share it with people.
Yeah. I liked this movie. I don't think it was a great movie, but there's a lot to like here. But I think it was just kind of missing something. I don't know what. It's just there's something missing. I don't know. I can't really put a finger on it or articulate what it is, but I'm gonna give it I'll give it a C+.
Okay.
I'll give it a slightly better than average.
I think you need more time in the tree.
Maybe I do. Or maybe I should read the book.
You should definitely read the book.
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
The
'cause
book.
You'd be surprised how much novelizations differ from movies. You know, because a lot of times the person who writes it gets a script and then they have to fill in a lot of gaps and it doesn't. And they can't do it after the movie's over because they
Right.
want it to come out before the movie is actually released. So there's always interesting differences. So, yeah, I've read a few of those that were interesting. Star Trek: The Motion Picture. That is crazy different than the movie. It really is. That's probably the most bat poop thing I've ever read. But X-rated. Anyway,
Okay.
It's for another time.
Okay.
Anyway, that's The Last Unicorn, and for Erin and Drew's Movie Reviews, I'm Drew,
I'm Erin.
and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Cable television is the swellest thing they got.